How's it going, everybody? So let's just hop right into it. We're gonna do my reaction video to 59 Gaming's Dokkanfest tier list that they did like, I don't know, a few days ago with a whole bunch of other Dokkan tubers, a whole bunch of like big name Dokkan guys. And this has gotten a lot of controversy over the last week, or even the last few days, really, especially in regards to Sora's tier list. Now, Sora is a big guy over on the Reddit page. He was brought on to 59 Gaming to showcase his tier list, and the community went wild when they saw his final tier list ranking. Actually, right even at the beginning, they absolutely went wild because Sora put Tech Ultimate Gohan at the 10th spot. Now, you guys know me, some of you might be saying, oh, I'm sure you agree with that, but no. As much as I shit on Ultimate Gohan, I personally do not consider him the 10th best unit in the game. I personally would rank him maybe around the 6th or the 5th spot. Again, that's just my personal opinion, of course. But I don't think he's the 10th best unit in the game. I will disagree with Sora on that, and then a lot of people went wild when they saw him put STR Blue Kaioken Goku at the 3 spot. Now, obviously that sparked a lot of controversy as well, because, you know, Kaioken Blue Goku is like nearly a 2-year-old unit. Actually, well, he's like a year and a half now. And he's a good unit, make no mistake, obviously, but compared to some of these other bigger powerhouse units, like, obviously, Cooler, like, a lot of people went nuts when he put Kaioken Blue Goku over Cooler. Obviously, they already saw Ultimate Gohan, and I will disagree with that. I do not like him putting Goku over Cooler, but the reason why he has Kaioken Blue Goku so high up is simply because of one simple mechanic: the Spirit Bomb. Now, obviously, when the conditions are met, you need to have 3 or more reps of Universe 7 allies on the team, and you need to be below 59% HP. Now, that attack is the strongest attack in the game, without question, unless, like, Tech LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan with all of his conditions met, and he releases his like Ultra Kamehameha after his active skill and shit like that. That might be the highest damaging attack. But realistically, the Spirit Bomb right now is the strongest attack in the game. Nothing really lives from it. On top of also giving, what is it, 30% attack to the rest of your allies for that one turn. It's a very, very strong attack, without question, and you can get it off pretty often on a lot of his teams, too. So if I edit it out right here quickly for you guys, and show you, we have Blue Kaioken Goku right here. 30% allies attack for the one turn, causes ultimate damage, 59% HP or less, with 3 or more reps of Universe 7 allies. He can do that on a lot of the large margin of his teams. Universe Survival Saga, obviously. Realm and Gods, tons of units. Pure Saiyans, the same thing. Full Power, yeah, you might be able to pull that off. Reps of Universe 7, obviously. Goku Family, yeah, you could do that. Kamehameha, yeah, you could probably do that. Bond of Master and Disciple, I don't really think so. Final Trump Card, same thing. All Out Struggle, I want to say you could do it, but don't hold your breath. Now, keep in mind as well that the Friend unit also counts as a reps of Universe 7 ally. So if you run, actually you could do it with All Out Struggle, because if you run 2 LR Blue Bros on the same team and then Blue Kaioken Goku, you can pull off the Spirit Bomb. So for pretty much nearly all of Goku's teams, aside from like Bond and Master and Disciple and Final Trump Card, you can use a Spirit Bomb when the conditions are met. There is no turn restriction either, so if you're in Super Battle Road, and you go into the next fight and you're below 59% HP with the right teammates, you can pop that shit immediately. But here's the thing though, take the Spirit Bomb away and Blue Kaioken Goku does not even remotely measure up to some of the rest of these units here. Definitely not the to Ultimate Gohan, definitely not to Bojack, definitely not to Beerus, definitely not to Majin Vegeta or Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Personally, for me, I do not rank Super Saiyan 3 Goku that high on this list. I don't even think Super Saiyan 3 Goku is going to be on my list, all things considered. He's a good unit, but he's definitely not as good as, like, his Majin Vegeta friend here, that I definitely don't put him above Ultimate Gohan, for example, or Bojack, or even Beerus for that matter. The problem with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Majin Vegeta has the same issue where they both require orbs to really activate their full passives, but Majin Vegeta is a little more forgiving because he does a little bit more. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, all he does is just hit harder, and he does gain, I believe, effective against all types, which is fine, but number one, he leads Otherworld Warriors, which is a really bad category, and number two, he does literally nothing for the Super Saiyan 3 category. He was not the saving grace that the Super Saiyan 3 category desperately needed, so that is kind of a huge issue that I have with him. But obviously I'll talk about that more in my tier list video, which I probably will have out in a few days from now. I do like pretty much a near unanimous vote Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as the #1 TUR in the game. Hell, you can make the strong argument for Angel Frieza, which is what Nolar did, because Frieza does a lot. I mean, obviously, if you've seen my last couple of videos, Angel Frieza does a lot. He does virtually everything outside of effective against all types and guaranteed additionals and crits and whatnot. But Gogeta just also does a lot too, having, 200% attack and defense, the 50% chance to counter super attacks on top of effective against all types for the first 8 turns, and then a high chance afterwards for the rest of the turns. So even in long events, you're still going to virtually have nearly effective against all types. I mean, you really can't beat that, on top of also leading Giant Ape Power, which is going to become one of the better categories in the game. It's actually really is already one of the better categories in the game, and it's only going to get better as the year progresses, like when they start releasing more Super Saiyan 4 units, like they did with, Vegito, Broly, Gohan, Bardock. It's only going to get better. And as Shadow Dragon Saga, I definitely feel like that's going to get some major buffs pretty soon, like, whatchamacallit. We're way overdue for a new, like, Omega Shenron, or like a Sin Shenron that transforms into Omega Shenron. I mean, it's way overdue for that, but like I said, you could really make the argument for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or Angel Frieza, but personally, I would consider Gogeta above Frieza. But again, you can make the argument either way. I don't like how Nolar puts up Gohan. Again, this is all my personal opinion, of course. I don't agree with Nolar putting Gohan above all the rest of these guys in #3. Obviously, I know Gohan is a very good unit, but I just do not like how you have to build the team around him. And then compared to, like, Cooler and Bojack, they just do so much more, and they benefit the team as well. So that's exactly why I don't consider them, actually, I do consider them better than Gohan, of course. Beerus, I mean, I'd probably agree that Beerus is like somewhere around the 6th or 7th spot. Beerus is a very good unit, when, you actually build the team around him, of course, but at the same time as well, he really doesn't work well with others aside from Whis units, and the only unit you can really run him with is STR Whis, really. So that's kind of like Beerus's main, like, Achilles heel, if you want to call it, is that when you set him up correctly, obviously, he's going to do some big boy numbers, without question, of course. The problem is he just doesn't really link up very well with a lot of the units. Like, obviously, he's the leader of Realm of Gods units, but he doesn't link up well with, like, the rest of the Saiyan God units, for example. So that is a kind of a hindrance when it comes to Beerus, but at the same time, run him correctly, Beerus is going to do just absolutely monster magic for you. Now, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, I am having a hard time trying to figure out where I personally want to place him. I want to say he's probably going to be roughly around 7 or 8, which is fine for Vegeta. Vegeta is, I personally do believe, is way better than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. My issue is that, like, Vegeta leads the Super Saiyan 2 category, but if you watched my Super Saiyan 2 category run of the Legendary Goku event like a few weeks ago, Vegeta didn't do a whole lot, and that's because he goes from a prepare for battle unit to an over the flash unit, which no other Super Saiyan 2 category ally shares over in the Flash, if I'm not mistaken. So that is a huge issue, on top of also going from Super to Extreme, which is annoying at sometimes. But obviously, if you run the team correctly, Super Saiyan Majin Vegeta is obviously a very, very good unit. I do also believe he is way better than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, better leader skill, just a better unit in general. Now, AGL Bardock, Bardock is a very, very good unit, but again, he's kind of a tricky situation where, number one, for his, like, Super Saiyan, like, transformation to go off. Now, obviously, when you run Bardock against, like, Frieza category enemies, Bardock will absolutely destroy them, but the same thing can be said for in future Gohan, for example, when you run them against Android enemies. So there's that kind of thing too. Otherwise, you can transform into Super Saiyan with Bardock after like 4 or 5 turns, which is not bad per se. But I mean, he also leads low-class warriors, which is not that great of a category either. Revenge is getting some solid buffs as well. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to put Bardock on my list or not. I don't think I will, but we'll have to see. Now, Blue Tauken Goku, I do actually kind of agree that he will probably be in my top 10 list, not just because of the Spirit Bomb. The Spirit Bomb is obviously a large reason as to why he's on some of these tier lists here, but I do agree with the finals tier list right here a bit. He's probably going to be around the 8th or maybe the 10th spot, just because, just think ahead for a second, right? Or think back. Blue Tauken Goku links up like extremely well with some of the big time units of like Rep's Universe 7, mainly LRUI Goku as a prime example. I think he's like one of the best linking partners for LRUI Goku. Now look ahead, we are mere weeks away from the 6-year anniversary where, number one, Goku leads Rep's Universe 7 category and Universal Survival Saga. We already know that Master UI Goku is coming for the 6-year anniversary, and obviously I do believe that AGL, well, not AGL, but Blue Evolution Vegeta will be the other unit. That's 2 big buffs for Rep's Universe 7 and Universal Survival Saga, which Goku leads both categories, on top of he will probably be one of the best linking partners for Master UI Goku at the same time as well. So his value now is gonna go way up just because of the presence of the 6-year anniversary LRs of MUI Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta. That's probably why I will consider him up on the list, better than like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, for example. And then we also see Int Gotenks. Now, personally, I don't consider Gotenks better than some of these units. I don't consider Gotenks better than Boo, for example. I think the tech transforming Boo is way better than the Gotenks unit. I think without question, just because, number one, he leads the Boo category, and obviously Boos are just complete monster units now, post-Link level update. Artificial Life Forms is going to get some pretty solid buffs throughout the year as well. And then, you know, the Boo unit in general, I do think is actually kind of better than Gotenks, all things considered. Now Kefla will, I think I might put Kefla on my tier list as well, just because when you run her correctly, Kefla is a very, very good unit, obviously. But I think I hold her on such a high pedestal just because of the fact that she leads Universe 6, and on top of also being like one of the Peppy Gal units. Dude, guys, I've been trying to tell you guys for weeks now, when Peppy Gals gets an official category, like an actual true category leader, it's actually going to be like one of the single best categories in the game, and Kefla is going to be right up there because obviously she links well with all of her other Universe 6 girls, the Kale Caulifla units. On top of it, if you run her with STR Kaba, for example, you know, Kaba is an orb changer, which Kefla needs. then she'll just do absolute wonders for you. So Kefla, I think I want to agree with Nolar. She might be on my 10th spot. Again, my tier list I am going to be making pretty soon. I haven't finalized anything yet. I want to say that I agree more with Finals tier list more than anything. I might make some changes here and there, but personally, I think the first 5 spots is what I personally agree with. In terms of the tier list, Gogeta at 1, Frieza at 2, Cooler at 3, Bojack at 4. Now, a lot of people will say that Bojack is better than Cooler, and I strongly disagree with that. Now, they are virtually the same unit though, but why people consider Bojack to be such a better unit than Cooler is simply because of this reason: the Space Traveling Warriors category and the presence of these two units, LR Full Power Jiren and LR Turles. Now, obviously both these two units currently at this moment in time, you can make the argument that they are the number 1 and 2 units. Personally, obviously, I think Jiren's probably the number 3 or maybe number 2. I don't like Turles as much as I do Jiren. Now, that's not to say that Turles is not a bad unit. Turles is obviously a very good unit, but I personally do not consider him above Jiren. But I'll make that another tier list video as to like the top 10 best unit in the game rather than just TURs as well. But Space Traveling Warriors is a very good category, but people hold it on such a high pedestal is because you can run the rotations of like Jiren and STR Topo, as well as LR Turles Army and AGL Turles, and then just have Bojack as support, or just run Jiren and Topo, or Turles and Turles, and then run Bojack and LR Bojack. Like, there's a lot of different, combinations you can run. But 1, they're very specific. 2, they rely on all LRs, which not a lot of players have, of course. And number 3, Space Traveling Warriors, yes, is a very good category, but Space Traveling Warriors is never going to be better than Transformation Boost. I'm just here to tell you. Like, I'm sorry. And obviously, I think Transform Cooler is better than Transform Bojack, too. But Transformation Boost, I personally believe, is a way better category. It may lack in terms of the LRs on here, but dude, just look at it. Blue Fusions, AGL Gohan, still one of the best units in the game. the 2 LR cells, absolutely amazing. Tech Broly is a fucking monster. Baby, he's gonna get some major buffs when a new Baby unit comes out. Full Power Frieza is pretty good, still. LR Buhan, obviously, he might even be like the 2nd best unit in the game too. You scroll down the list, Blue Gogeta, obviously. The new transforming Super Janemba, very good. Tetrons, obviously, I can keep going on and on and on. And as a better joke, here's Bojack as well. So none of you can convince me otherwise that Transformation Boost is not better than Space Traveling Warriors. And here's the thing though, Transformation Boost will always be a relevant category and always make sure that Cooler is such a great unit just because of the fact that literally every other like Dokkanfest, a new unit is added to this category, or a new LR unit. So like, if we get like an LR Topo, for example, that transforms into STR God Topo, guess what? He might just very well be on Transformation Boost. So, but obviously that's a discussion for another time. And I want to say that's it. I mean, obviously I've had the request to do my reaction video. Sora's list is obviously a little bit whack, of course. I think the large majority of the community is actually very rude to Sora regarding this, and I think that's just mainly because they hold Tech Ultimate Gohan on such a high pedestal. Guys, I'm here to tell you, he's not. There's no way in any shape or form Tech Ultimate Gohan is better than Cooler, Angel Frieza, or Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Maybe you can make the argument that Gohan is better than Bojack, but I personally do not consider it. But again, my personal tier list, I'll obviously explain my reasonings for everything in that video, which probably will be out in a few days from now. You guys gotta calm it down with the holding Gohan up on such a high pedestal. And yeah, sure, you can make the same argument for me, obviously, because I hold STR Cooler on such a high pedestal, but I do it with the reason, of course. If you want to, go have a conversation with me about why Gohan is better than Cooler, literally go back to, like, the beginning of my channel and watch my, like, 50-minute long video I made as to why Cooler is better than Gohan. I made another video as to why Frieza is better than Gohan, too. We could do this all day, but again, another discussion for another day, of course. I wanted to get my reaction video out. That was a mouthful, but it's fine. I would say, like I said, I personally agree with Finals tier list more than I do anybody else's on this tier list. Obviously, I will have some changes to the lower levels, but personally, I think for me, the first top 5 units, I would say, is probably what I will have for my tier list as well. But again, I'll have that out in just a few days. I'm also going to make a tier list video for the top 10 best units in the game. Obviously, that would consist of summonable LRs and Dokkanfest LRs too. There you have it. That's my reaction. Sora, obviously, has gotten a lot of controversy about this. It's a little bit of whack tier list, but I think he knows what he's talking about at the same time. Obviously, I do disagree with it, but yeah, you can maybe make the arguments for them. AGL Bardock, I really don't hold on that high of a pedestal either. And to be fair, he was kind of asking for it when he put Tech Ultimate Gohan on the 10th spot. So, there you go. That is my personal reaction to the 59 Gaming Dokkanfest tier list for 2020. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.